started off on the Friday, and I told Paige that we would take her out for a bite. I'd take her for a bite to eat, and when I picked her up, she was not looking in very good shape. So I proceeded to drive her to my stepbrother's house to hopefully detox her and to get her off drugs. And it started off a long spiral of events. She called 911 from my stepbrother's house, and the police came, and then the paramedics, and they took her to CHEO, and I asked them not to because the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario does not have any detox or withdrawal beds. There's none available in Ottawa at this time, and they said they had to take her anyway, and I said I'd be an hour, and unfortunately they let her out before that time. I received a call from the Ottawa Transportation, the bus system, their security, saying they'd found her at the bus station at Saint Laurent Mall, and so I went there and I got her, and I told her I was bringing her back to Canada, but I proceeded to drop her off at a friend's. I proceeded to bring her home, and we basically held her captive and didn't let her have access to a phone or anything, because we knew if she got a hold of the police or 911 that they would allow her back out. And at that point I was scared for her, basically for her life. She was not looking in very good health, and so we kept her in, and the next day she woke up and was ranting and raving and wanted to leave, and I wasn't allowing her to, and eventually she found her phone. I'd hidden it, and she phoned 911. I spoke to the operator. I said, well, you can send the police, but basically what she wants them to do is drive her into Canada. We live about 5 kilometers out of town, so it's a bit of a walk. And he said, I'm sorry, I got to send them anyway. When the police arrived, I said to them, she wants you here as basically Uber into Canada, and they said, we're not a taxi service. And after 15 or 20 minutes speaking to me and her, they made the decision to drive her to Tim Hortons in Canada, basically one of the places where, they can get drugs and do whatever. And so basically as a father, I had broken the law, but I couldn't. There's only a certain point you have to stop, because you can't keep your kid basically confined for an indefinite period on your own. I mean, I think at 24 hours I had definitely broken the law, but as a father I felt that I had to break the law in order to make sure that my daughter remained safe.
Mm-hmm. And how did her drug addiction start?
I think it started like a lot of teenagers throughout our country. It started probably between grade 8 and 9 in the summer of smoking pot, and it progressed into Molly or ecstasy, and then Xanax, and then the counterfeit perks hit Ottawa last summer, and a lot of the kids became then addicted to fentanyl. And now, as we're all pretty much aware, that all drugs that on the street, or a lot of the drugs that are on the street, contain fentanyl. And now it's a lot of the children or youth in the Canada, Stittsville, the western sort of area of Ottawa, are using cocaine and Xanax, which is counterfeit. It's not Xanax from the drugstore, it's a counterfeit Xanax. So as parents or society, we have no idea what the criminals are putting in those pills when they press them.
What's this been like for you and your family to watch her go through this?
Well, it's awful, and it's not, and I'm the one on TV right now, but there's hundreds of families in Canada in the same boat, thousands in Ottawa in the same boat, and tens of thousands in Canada. I mean, the emails again that I've got this morning from all over this country of people in the same situation. There's good stories too about kids that have recovered, but the scary part that we now have is sometimes our kids don't make it to that point of getting into recovery because the drugs can kill you.
How's she doing now?
It's a day by day or a minute by minute thing, Andrew. It's I never like to say, because I've often in the past said, oh, Paige is doing well today, and within an hour or two I'm back in crisis mode. So we take it day by day. And
do you know where she is, or?
Not exactly. I know she's with some friends. I don't have a good answer for it right now. So.